convenience of having.
But I'm not
5 great games.
I'm not willing to spend.
There.
I'm not willing to spend the amount again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly.
The thing. So
yeah.
it's cool, but hopefully games in the future. So like. We'll do that. So like when the new Castlevania comes out,
have it day one.
I hope and pray Castlevania Lords of Shadow. I think Mirror of Fate. That's what it's called. That's my most anticipated 3DS game. So hopefully that is also digital too. So we're gonna move on to the next topic here. All right. Next we're gonna be talking about Assassin's Creed 3, and they've announced that there's going to be a season pass for it. So basically, what the season pass gets you, it gets you a 25% discount on all the DLC that comes out for it. It also, and this is going to be new maps, characters for multiplayer, single-player campaigns called Tyranny of the King Washington, and it features all the 3 episodes in there. And you get a 25% discount. It's going to be $29.99 on the PlayStation Network, or 240 Microsoft points on Xbox Live.
I think you mean 2,000.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, let's get that straight.
2,400 Microsoft.
Yeah, because if it was 240 Microsoft, I would be down.
That would be awesome.
I would be down.
Yeah, I would definitely be down for that. Now, this is for Xbox, PC, and PS3. The Wii U version isn't going to have the season pass, but it will have all the DLC. I don't know if it's going to be some on the disc, some not on the disc. I don't know what they're going to do with that. I think they're going to wait till we know more about Nintendo's infrastructure before they do that. But it would be sweet if you just get it all on there.
That would be tight.
That would be tight. That would be really good.
Yeah.
But I doubt they'll do that. But Assassin's Creed 3, just get your quick impressions as far as, is that, we talked about it a little bit last week or the week before.
Yeah.
Are you going to be getting that game or at least playing it at some point?
On the Wii? Or just in general? In general. Yeah, I was a big fan of the first and second Assassin's Creed games, but yeah, I don't know. I like them; they're fun to play, but there's not a lot of replay value. Is my only thing. So
they increased that in the other ones with the multiplayer and with some of the single player.
I didn't play Brotherhood. I didn't play the multiplayer.
I forgot which one it was, but they had like replayable challenge missions in some of them. Yeah, and so they tried to address that replay value during the game.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to check it out. For sure, especially on the Wii U. I really want to check it out. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get that game on the Wii U. I want to play on there. You have the inventory, everything laid out right there. Yeah. It is missing some little graphical effects. They said they didn't have time to put in some of the graphical effects. So it's basically going to be the same as PS3, Xbox.
Without there's little particle effects that are missing. Sometimes explosions. Yeah. So it's just missing some of those things because they said they didn't have time to put that in there. But it's running at a high resolution. Yeah. So it's going to look crisper. Right. It's probably going to run a little more stable, but it's missing some graphical effects. So that's the only.
Well, will it be lower than Xbox 360?
What do you mean lower?
Will it be not as polished as?
No. It's a port. It's going to be. Okay. It's going to run smoother.
Okay.
It's going to run.
Just not to its full potential.
It's just missing particle effects.
I can deal with that.
Yeah, I can explosions. They have those little bits.
I can deal with
it. Maybe the game smoke doesn't look as good because they just didn't have time to put it in there. But everything else is going to be good. It's going to, like I said, it's going to run at a higher resolution. Yeah. At least from what we know, I'm not 100% sure, but from what we know, that's what they've said. It's going to run at a higher resolution. So, Dom, is Assassin's Creed 3 a game that you're interested in at all?
Never played any of them. Don't plan on playing none of them. Because I agree with Antoine. I'll play a game that has no replay value, but it has to be damn good. Mm-hmm. And Assassin's Creed is not knocking off my chair good. Mm-hmm. It's it's okay, but I just want to beat it so I can say I beat it. Mm-hmm. I told you guys about this a couple podcasts ago. I have a friend in my gym. He beat it once and he got rid of it. Doesn't want to play.
I'm just interested because it looks like there is multiplayer, so that can help. With the replay value, they do have that, and like I said, the missions, the mission structures and stuff that they've been adding, the challenges and things like that, it does add more to the game. But Assassin's Creed 3 just looks like they're really taking it seriously this time. It's not just a rehashed Assassin's Creed 2. You know what I'm saying? They're adding a lot. Everything after Assassin's Creed 2, dude, that was the same game, just redone. Every year they just release them. So with Assassin's Creed
2, they changed a lot.
2 they changed a lot, but
I hope they change it.
Yeah, after 2 though, they just kind of rehash. Okay, add multiplayer.
Right. They came out with some back to back too, didn't they?
It was every year. We've had an Assassin's Creed every year since Assassin's Creed 2. Yeah. So 2009, 2010, 2011. There's been an Assassin's Creed every single year. Okay, moving on to the last topic here, we're going to be talking about Resident Evil 6, which is, I'm kind of talking in a somber note because a lot of people are bashing the heck out of this game. Yeah, dude, it's getting blasted.
It is. It's kind of it's disappointing because
I'll tell you the worst one. The worst one. I mean, game trailers, IGN, they gave it good scores. The worst thing that I've heard about Resident Evil 6 came from GameSpot. Now, the editor that did this, a lot of people say that he's stupid. But he's a senior editor. He's been there for a while. I mean, he plays a ton of games.
Yeah.
This is what he says. Resident Evil 6's messy mix of annoying quick-time events and constant set pieces makes it a poor caricature of modern-day action games. Like,
wow.
That is...
I saw a lot of messy. Was that a messy
set pieces? He doesn't seem... But, here's the thing. With the set pieces and the quick time events, it had those in Resident Evil 4.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna go back to one thing about Resident Evil. Go back to when I played the demo, where I think Resident Evil has kind of lost a little bit of its identity. What is Resident Evil 6 now? In Resident Evil 5, you have the one action, you have your Chris Redfield, and he's doing the same thing. He's killing zombies. He's trying to do the T-virus or C-virus. He's killing badass enemies. But what are we doing in this one? There's so many characters. Mm. There's a whole new style of gameplay, a different way. Like, you're dodging now, you're moving and shooting. Yeah. It's taking away from that identity of survival horror and kind of action. So I have a problem with them. Where's their identity?
A dark cloud came over the Playeressence when we mentioned Resident Evil 6.
And the thing about it, the game almost seems too ambitious. In Resident Evil games, it's always been, you got one character that you're using. They introduce co-op, but it's one character that you're using. You're playing through as that character. You know what I'm saying? You feel it as if you're that. Yeah. I mean, you got these different campaigns. I mean, you got Ada Wong. I mean, this isn't just side stuff after you beat the game. You got
which is cool that they brought all the characters, but when you make...
It doesn't feel cohesive, though. I mean, like, the fact that I have to exit out and then go into somebody else, like, this person's campaign, this person's campaign, this person's campaign. Yeah. It just seems like, well, why isn't this just one...
Yeah, make it all one. Blend it all together.
Which I know that
they do. It a common...
They do that, but it's... They advertise it, they market it as these different campaigns that last this much, so like almost like a separate game. You know what I'm saying? But they do intertwine, obviously.
Right, but... I don't care about playing 3 different Resident Evil games. I want to play one really, really good Resident Evil game that stays true to its core, to its identity.
That's why I think it might be too ambitious, because they're trying to do stuff like, okay, Chris Redfield, he's a shooter. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that shoots a lot. So we put him in this Call of Duty type atmosphere.
Exactly. That's what you said. You said it felt like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And I don't want a game to feel like Call of Duty. I want it to feel like Resident Evil. Yeah.
It's lost its identity. I mean, to say we think it's lost its identity. Resident Evil has lost its identity. It's lost its identity.
Resident Evil 4, some people could say that Resident Evil 4 lost its identity from the beginning, but it reinvented it.
It reinvented its identity.
And it was kind of it gave it a new spark, and a modern day spark in a good way.
In a good way.
In a really good way.
This reinvention, we're probably going to play Resident Evil 6 and love it. We'll play. We're gonna both play it, and it's probably gonna be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna like it. We'll get through the controls or whatever. Yeah. Because the story's still good. From everything I heard, the story's good. The story's still classic. Capcom make it interesting. So I mean, they still have that C-virus, T-virus, and you got Wesker's son in there. There's a lot of intrigue in there. You know? So
there's a lot of cool stuff, but I'm just maybe for the reason it's getting bashed so much, and I've only played the demo, but. Possibly they're trying to do too much, overkill. Possibly
over-ambitious.
So
over-ambitious, definitely.
Yeah. That being said, I'm still gonna buy it because I'm a big Resident Evil fan. But it's too I mean, it's too bad that they kind of got torn up a little bit.
And I think
I'm still good.
This can lead to some good things. If you check out, I'll link this in my in this podcast notes. If you check out my article, I have an article that's saying that the failure so far of Resident Evil 6, not that we think it's a failure or sales wise or anything like that, because we like it, but just the failure so far, the bad press that it's gotten, the bad reviews that it's gotten, it's going to pave the way maybe for an enhanced port on the Wii U, because we all know Resident Evil is going to come out on the Wii U. It's going to. They've hinted at it so much. You know, Capcom, they're going to want to take that easy money. Maybe they take the approach that Nintendo did with Ninja Gaiden. You know, Ninja Gaiden, this is the same situation, you know, where Ninja Gaiden, highly anticipated game, you know, maybe not as anticipated as Resident Evil, but highly anticipated game, Ninja Gaiden 3, comes out and the fans just hate it because it went away from what it used to be. You know, so then Nintendo says, okay, well, let's work on it a bit, let's add that stuff in there, and then we'll publish it. Yeah. And it's a Wii U launch title now, and everybody that's played Ninja Gaiden 3 so far said it's a much better game. So maybe Capcom hooks up with Nintendo and they clean this up a bit and release it on the Wii U. I'd be glad to pay for a Wii U version. That fixes some of the issues. That helps out with those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be happy to pay for a Wii U version for that. So maybe
I would too.
So yeah, check out that article on my site. Like I said, it paves the way for, you know, Nintendo and Capcom to hook up, and hopefully we get a cleaner version of, you know, Resident Evil 6. Feels better. Easy to use, map right there at the bottom screen. You know, easy to get around. Backtracking's easy. Finding where you can put notes. I mean, it's quick swaps with your weapons. It's, you know, I have touchscreen mini games on there. It's Revelations is awesome. So I think Capcom needs to look at that and say, how can we make that for the next Resident Evil 7 or side story or whatever they want to do? Look at the base of Revelations and go from there.
I agree with that. Yep.
Yeah, definitely need to do that. So, with all that being said, it's sad day, but at the same time, there's hope.
There's hope for the future.
There's hope for the future of Resident Evil.
At the end of the day, we still have Zombie U. We still have Zombie U.
Wait.
Hold on, ready?
Zombie U. I mean, we have to do it. We have to.
We have to just remind you people in case you forgot
about Zombie U.
And Capcom's not going anywhere with Resident Evil. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
They're gonna keep coming out with good stuff. You know, whether it's a Wii U port or something, a Revelations kind of game. So I still think they're gonna.
Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil Revelations 2.
6.5.
Yeah, GameSpot, man. GameSpot killing that. But that's okay. So that's the end of the podcast here. Once again, Antoine, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. I know you're on a tight schedule. Glad you're here.
Happy to stop by.
Dom, thank you for hanging out as long as you did. I appreciate it. Want everybody to know the website is going very well. Thanks to you guys, we are over 40,000 viewers a month and counting. So can we just get a little clap for that right there? Just honestly, all of us, we really do appreciate that. I cannot appreciate how much you guys are coming back to the site, supporting it, but please continue to do that. We want to make this thing grow. We want it to keep on coming back because like we like you guys. I know you guys like us. Obviously, you're watching the podcast every single week. So definitely keep on coming back and just keep on supporting us. Tell your friends and everything. And also, Facebook.
Like us on Facebook?
Yes.
Follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter at Playeressence.
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
And subscribe to us on YouTube.
The big three.
The big three. Just subscribe to us on YouTube. You know, follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. And of course, check out, comment on the videos. Do whatever you need to do to get the word around.
Let us know what we need to do to make it better for you.
Yes, please. We want fan feedback. You can find my email. It's francis@playeressence.com. You can email me any questions you have. If you guys want to have a question, maybe we can get a viewer feedback where we read some questions.
Absolutely.
From like the viewers, if you guys want to go ahead and start sending your questions in, please send that in. Once again, francis@playeressence.com. Send me questions if you have anything you want to.
That has to do with gaming. If you're gonna have to take the glasses
off,
that's not gonna happen.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if they want to ask a question about Dr. Doom, you know, I think we should.
We're experts.
We're experts on those. So let us know. So until next week, guys. Take it easy. Peace. Okay, so Dr. Zischuk and
Dr. Mazuka. So we were talking about Dr. Mazuka and Dr. Zischuk
leaving BioWare.
And we were talking about the reasons as to why they're leaving BioWare. OJ, why? See, I heard a rumor that there was a third doctor involved.
Wait a minute. There was a third doctor involved?
I think so.
Doc, what was that doctor's name?
Doctor is only gonna be mine. What?
Dr. Doom! I'll tell you this right now with Dr. Doom, and I'll tell you what happened.